So how about that new game, Radical Hots? This seems pretty fun. Huh. Never mind. So as most of you guys know, or you probably might not know, Radical Hots is actually shutting down. Boss Key Productions, the developer of Lawbreakers and Radical Hots, is effectively no more. According to the studio founder Cliff, I don't know how to say his last name, Bleszinski. And Radical Hots was a last-ditch attempt to make their own type of battle royale game after Lawbreakers failed to catch traction. Now, I actually played Radical Hots and grinded it a ton. Well, okay, maybe not a ton, but I did actually play the game, and I did actually enjoy it. It actually was a fun, little break from all the other battle royales. It was nothing I would grind, but it did have some quirky, cool things to it. I liked the guns that were in it. I liked the way they shot. I liked the way the movement felt. It was kind of a mix of H1, PUBG, and Fortnite all together. It has the bloom on the rifles, and it has helmets and body armor like, PUBG and H1 has. And then it had the quirky little things like, riding bicycles and the little jump pad things, the confetti bombs, the hamburgers that you ate for health, all that kind of stuff. It made it fun, it made it kind of cool. It was different, and it actually had quite a bit of potential. But the reason that I think it failed is because they put out a tournament last week where they had Tim the Tatman, Dr. Lupo, some big streamers playing in it, and obviously they had to pay big streamers like that quite a bit of money to play it. Now, I do not know what they paid them, but I do know that it did not raise their player count any. Their player count has dropped to about 600 people when it did have like 3,000 when it came out. So a lot of people have been asking like, yo, why does H1Z1 not close down? H1Z1 has like the same numbers, why does it? Like, here's the thing. That's 10 million copies sold at about $10 a piece. You can do the math. They made a shit ton of money. When you got a shit ton of money off the beginning and then your game dies, you can keep the dead game up because you can pay for the servers to stay up. But they brought out the game and they lost players immediately. They didn't make any money. They probably made very little money, if that, because it was free to play. The only in-game purchases were like gold coins or something for, I don't even know what they were for, but I don't think anybody spent money on that. The only people that paid money for the game were the people that bought the Founders Edition and really cared about the game. So there's no way they could keep the servers up. Now, they did try to do a lot of cool things with Radical Hots. Don't get me wrong. They actually did bring in a lot of new things. The buying with money that you get from cash registers, buying guns, the way the safe zones worked, they staggered in like a checker pattern rather than just being a circle. They did a lot of cool things with this game. They had a lot of potential, but ultimately I just don't think it was a good enough game to stand out. Nothing about it stood out. It had no new mechanics. It had no, just nothing made it stand out in an oversaturated VR market that we have right now. Now, the owner, Cliff Bleszinski, actually tweeted out, as of today, Boss Key Productions is effectively no more. 4 years ago, I set out to make a world-class video game studio, and I hired some of the best talent in the video game industry. They worked tirelessly to produce quality products, and while we had our ups and downs, I'd like to think we had fun doing it. Lawbreakers was a great game that unfortunately failed to gain traction, and in a last-ditch attempt, we scrambled to do our take on the huge battle royale genre with Radical Hots, which was well received. However, it was too little too late. Now, I do feel like Radical Hots had a lot of potential, but I don't think it stood out enough, like I said, to actually gain traction. With the Battle Royale genre being as oversaturated as it is, mainly with Fortnite, but also with PUBG, it is really hard to stand out. The only way that you can make it in this scene right now is to do something that is new, something innovative. You have to have something that makes you stand out. If Radical Hots would have came out before Fortnite, I could have seen it doing pretty good. It's a pretty good game. It's solid for what it is. And it being free to play could have made it, have a lot of potential like Fortnite did. But they essentially copied Fortnite and changed a little bit, added bicycles, helmets, and armors and stuff, and a few little different ways to heal, and they redone Fortnite. And with Fortnite already being, nobody will play this game over Fortnite, obviously. I guess they lost the Battle Royale. Everyone at the company lost their jobs. If you find this funny, then you're awful. Laughing emojis. 114 likes over 91. Got him. This is not very radical. I can't believe this. The heights of some of these insults here are unreal. I know it's not breaking the law to speak this way, but wow, have some dignity, people. Not the hero we need, but the hero we deserve. At Steam support, we demand a refund on Radical Heights as it was a blatant cash grab. They sold the Founders Pack knowing they would shut down. That is fraud. Well, then why did you buy it if you... Overall, I think Radical Heights was a good game that had a lot of potential to be a lot bigger than it was. They did a lot of things right, and they did a lot of new innovative things, but ultimately the market was too oversaturated with the Battle Royales as it is, and they didn't stand out enough to make any sort of name for themselves, and their money was probably too low to actually get the funds out there to advertise the game to make it get to where it should be, so... that's what I think about it. You know, it was fun. I hate to see it go because I did play it. You know, the 3 hours on record, I did actually enjoy. You know, I had fun in it. And a lot of people were actually starting to, you know, try to get big off YouTube on it and doing pretty good on Twitch and stuff. The numbers were pretty high. But like I said, you know, they just, it's unlucky. I hate to see it, you know. But I hope you guys did enjoy. Let me know if you're sad about Radical Heights, leaving us down in the comments, you know, good old ripped Radical Heights in the chat, and I'll talk to you guys in the next video. Peace.